Hi, my name's Riz Malik. I'm the Managing Director of R3 Mortgages, and today I am very happy to be joined by Mick Naumann of Agent M, who are property finders specialising in commercial as well as residential property. Mick, welcome.
Yes. Good morning.
Can you start off by telling us exactly what on earth a property finder does?
What on earth a property finder does? I will act on behalf of tenants, on behalf of buyers, to search for their dream home, their commercial space or their land opportunity without them having to lift a finger. That's me in short.
Simple as that. Okay, Mick, give us an example of some of the clients or some of the types. Give us some case studies of what you're working on at the moment.
Most recently completed on a site locally in Southend on South Church Road, acting for a national chain. They were looking for an office space with a retail element, 2,500 square feet. I sourced the property, I spoke to the agents, negotiated with the landlord and the agent direct, processed the sale and all the legal side, and pleased to say we actually completed on it last week. And they were where they were based in Norfolk. They didn't have to come and see the property, and they were quite happy with everything we provided, and are moving in this week. Fantastic.
What about on the residential side?
Residential side, I'm acting for a number of first-time buyers and developers. The first-time buyers mainly London-based, can't get to the areas. By the time they can view the property, unfortunately they've already sold, so they instructed me to act on their behalf. Viewed the properties, viewed 7 or 8 properties, narrowed down their shortlist to 3, viewed all 3 with them on the weekend, registered the interest and agreed to sale that Saturday afternoon, and the sale is progression as we speak.
Fantastic. If I'm a buy-to-let landlord or I'm looking to expand my property portfolio, what should I be looking out for when I'm analysing or scaling the markets to try and find a new addition?
Depends on what you're looking for. There are landlords that are solely yield driven, and they will look across the board. Most of the time at the moment they're looking at between 6 and 7% yields for locally for the 1-bed, 2-bed flats. Alternatively, if you're looking for solely capital growth, you'll be looking at your more affluent areas. It's a longer term game, but you either want to look at location or you want to look at yield. It's very difficult to get the two together.
Okay, so it's the holy grail of getting yield and capital appreciation, which a lot of people talk to me about. It's very...
it's a rarity.
It's a rarity. What's your outlook for the property market from a purchasing and a rental point of view, especially here in Southend and the southeast of Essex?
As far as the uplift level? Or?
Yes.
It's a difficult one at the moment because obviously you have things in the pipeline that people are still concerned about. I use the dreaded word Brexit, but people are very much hanging out to see what's happening with regards to that. At the moment, I see the market is plateaued from last year. Eventually, obviously, it will always go up, but in the short term, I think if you just keep hold of your properties, get a reasonable yield and hold on to them till after, and then we'll know once the dust settles where we are.
There seems to be currently a shortage of quality stock on the market, and a lot of professional landlords in chasing returns are now looking at semi-commercial or commercial properties. If you're making the jump from a residential portfolio to adding properties like those into your portfolio, what should you be considering or what should you be looking out for?
At the moment, the main thing I would focus on seems to be industrial. Industrial units in the region of 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, going up to 5,000 square feet. If you know that you've got a high-end national covenant or reasonable strength leaseholder, you can sign them up for a 3 to 5 year lease on a good yield on the commercial side. But I would say industrial between 2,000 and 5,000 square foot would be a comfortable place to put your money.
Fantastic. Okay. You mentioned before that, for example, if I'm a tenant and I'm looking for a property, how can you help that way? And what differs you from an estate agent or a letting agent?
With regards to residential tenants. It's a very rare that I deal with that. It's a very swift process. It's normally a very easy process, and it's one that doesn't normally need to involve me. It's difficult to get the benefits from me. From a commercial point of view, I'm able to negotiate. There's a lot more work involved with regards to commercial negotiations, with regards to lease terms, rent incentives, and that's something that I specialise in. So I can negotiate on behalf of the tenant, knowing the areas, the locations, the price per square foot on industrial, office, retail. That's where I specialise in. So commercial, yes. Residential, very rare that I can benefit.
Mick, tell us about your background in property. How did you get to where you are today?
Originally started as a residential estate agent in Southchurch 15 years ago. Moved then into the commercial sector, whereby I worked for a local firm for 9 years. Again, very much specialising in the retail, office, industrial, lettings market and freehold purchasing. Then from there, I have set up my own business, the Agent M, whereby I'm now solely acquiring for national and independent.
What would you say, or which areas would you say are the hotspots that people should be aware of? Where are the up-and-coming areas, Mick?
If from a first-time buyer point of view, I always look at areas where I would personally live.
Okay.
Locally, I'm looking at around Southchurch Park.
Okay.
Conservation area is always popular. Leon C is always going to be an area that people are going for. Going further afield, Billericay, Brentwood, very much the areas that I would concentrate on.
Fantastic. Finally, Mick, why on earth did you call yourself Agent M? Is there a James Bond thing or fascination going on here?
It's Agent M. Everyone assumes the Agent M is Agent Mick. Strangely enough, it actually came from Michael Jackson's character in the Men in Black film when he makes a very brief cameo. But that's actually where his name was Agent M in the movie.
Fantastic. Well, we've learned something very useful today. Mick, thank you very much for your time today. I hope you found Mick's insights valuable. Please join us on our next show. And thank you very much to Call to Action, who've powered our video today.